Man, it really sucks that the day that I want to record this video, the day before Kawhi Leonard comes back and drops 25 points on 83% from the field. But look, my agenda still prevails. Alright, look, when it comes to the LA Clippers, we know them as one of the biggest spenders in the league, and they have created a tandem that seems like it is successful enough, but hasn't created any success in Kawhi and Paul George, whether it be for any other circumstances than them not being on the court. However, today I'm going to talk about how the Clippers should be concerned about Kawhi Leonard's injury issues. Kawhi Leonard has missed majority of the last 2 seasons because of his injury issues. And when you're paying that man upwards of $40 million a year, and you see him as the guy that can make or break your finals chances, you need him to be on the court. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. First, let's talk about the Clippers scheme of putting a team together. It's kind of weird. When you look at other teams like the Memphis Grizzlies, they try and get a bunch of people who can fit their system and who can play good defense and shoot threes. When it comes to the Clippers, they pick up any potential talent on the market at all. They remind me a lot of the San Diego Padres. And actually, let's just compare them completely. While in the same state, the San Diego Padres and the LA Clippers are very similar to each other. First of all, they are both big spenders and traders in the offseason. First of all, we know the San Diego Padres last year traded for Juan Soto and Josh Bell to try and kick things up. They also traded for Josh Hader. They try to get any marquee free agent on the market too this free agency. Only got Xander Bogaerts so far, but they are trying to spend every single dime to put together a winning team. The Clippers are the exact same. They have been trying to put together the most stacked roster in the league for multiple years. Now understand, maybe they don't trade for a third star because they haven't traded for a third star yet. But they trade for anybody with any potential of talent. Norman Powell, Robert Covington. They even signed John Wall to see if he had some spark left in him. They're trying any possible route to get more talent on their team. And quite frankly, it hasn't worked to their benefit. But let's go straight to the timeline. When I see the San Diego Padres and LA Clippers, I love talking about their timeline because it's quite literally the same. First of all, they both had an underdog run into the playoffs. The Padres made it in 2020, and yes, they lost to the Dodgers, but they weren't expected to make the playoffs that year. And then the LA Clippers made it in 2019 and even took the Golden State Warriors to 6 games. Then, immediately, the next season, it's funny how it works out, because the next season the Padres get upset and they don't make the playoffs. You see Manny Machado yelling at Fernando Tatis in the dugout, saying that you need to be a leader when they just missed the playoffs. The next year for the Clippers, they get obliterated in a 7-game series against the Denver Nuggets to a much younger, less experienced, less talented Nuggets team. And Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, man, the memes were beautiful after that game, I can't even lie. Next, they both come back and make a conference finals. Yes, this year the Padres made the NLCS against the Phillies, and they beat the Dodgers. En route to the NLCS, the Padres beat 2 100-win teams, the Dodgers and the Mets. Those were some huge series in which they were also winning without their best player, Fernando Tatis. Now let's look at it when the conference final came for the Clippers, when they went and made the conference finals against the Suns. Who were they without? Their best player, Kawhi Leonard. With Kawhi Leonard, are they winning a championship that season? I don't know, but they're definitely making it to the finals and they're beating the Suns in 7 at least. And yes, this recurring theme has showed up again. They have had success, but without their best player. Their best player has been injured. With that being said, the Clippers expected to get a 2-time Finals MVP, a perennial All-Star, and a perennial MVP candidate out of Kawhi Leonard. And they haven't because of his injury history. He's been injured on and off every single season. This is a big detriment to all of the Clippers' possible success. They were a couple of games away from a championship and didn't win it because they didn't have Kawhi Leonard. You know how sad that is for a city? Look, if my Denver Nuggets went to the Western Conference Finals without Nikola Jokic, and the first time that he gets injured in a long time is the reason why we don't win the championship, I'd be pissed. And I understand Clippers fans that would be pissed too. Now look, this is no knock to Kawhi Leonard's game, but while some MVP candidates make sure to play through injuries like Nikola Jokic, or come back even stronger like Joel Embiid, Kawhi Leonard doesn't do either of that. He's the guy that started the whole load management thing, In San Antonio, I know that there was load management before him, like LeBron taking games off in Miami and certain other stacked teams taking games off because they can. But he started the whole load management thing. The reason why he is not a Spur to this day is because he was unwilling to try and play through an injury. He wanted to absolutely get his feet rubbed even if there was no injury at all. And with that being said, Kawhi has regressed, and the Clippers cannot lose Kawhi Leonard. They have locked themselves into this duo of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And although Paul George and Kawhi Leonard looked competent last night to say the least, this has not been a recurring thing. In the bubble, they sucked. In the playoffs, Paul George, was he inefficient? Yes. And even though he got them to the Western Conference Finals and he was the best player on their team, it was a lot more to have to do with depth and streaky three-point shooting that got him that far. If Paul George didn't miss those couple free throws against the Suns, they might be going to 7 or they might even be in the finals. But Paul George couldn't pull it out. The Clippers are locked into this duo that is either injury-prone or not good enough. To say the least, Kawhi will never win a championship in Los Angeles. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Look at my Twitter in the bio, and yeah, peace out.
Hey, come on, I got a bag on me. You try to take it, leave you stinking like your last homie. She kinda cakey, little baby, put that ass on me. But I ain't that horny, do you got some cash for me? Why every time you ask him that, bitches act funny. And you keep trying to hold the strap, you won't slap for me. You too happy, I can tell you never had money. Every time you get on live, gotta flash money.